are new, get ready to hear some valuable information. I see you, Anna. Okay, everybody, we're at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get the party started. Again, thank each and every one of you for joining us on our March edition of the ILCA 5-Day Challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I am going to be your humble hostess for this evening. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 8 years, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out, share his information with the masses, and this was done by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa. I see you guys are showing up and ready to go today. Marnita, Rita, Patty, CJ, Leonard, I see you guys with your cameras on. Thank you for showing your faces to everybody. And Carla there. I see you, Carla. So welcome, everybody. This is day 3 of the 5-day challenge. So pat yourselves on the back for making it this far. Welcome those of you that's watching on YouTube. And we also invite you on YouTube to join, as Ms. Casa said, the cool kids, the VIP section over here. And I put that in the chat box for YouTube, ilcacryptonews.com. Now, the first 2 days of the 5-day challenge, we covered what is the blockchain, and then we covered how do cryptocurrencies work. The next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Friday, is the most important thing for you to learn: security. Patty, I saw that message that you just sent to me, so keep me abreast on what you and Kenny are doing and how that turns out. But I am almost, especially for the year of 2025, this is my theme: security. I'm almost to the paranoid point because as much as I know about crypto, and I am on this every day, I think about the people that are not covering this or paying attention or staying informed as committedly as I am. And if I'm scared, imagine what risk you're putting yourselves to and all the people out there. Security. In the state of California last year, the average person that fell for one of the biggest crypto scams lost $144,000 each. Last year, pig butchering alone, the average person lost more than $22,000 and half their life savings. Last year, 2025, the top 3 scams is called cryptojacking malware, that's one, phishing attacks, and pig butchering. I wrote courses on all 3 of those. But something, when I put the courses together, that I did not know about until after I did the courses, and I went back and re-added this lesson, is called crimeware as a service, where the crypto industry is now so big and so large. Yeah, we are on YouTube, and I just posted that link, and I will put it again here. Yeah, that's the link for people to see us on YouTube. And they just go to youtube.com/@ILCAVIP. That'll take them straight here as well. But crimeware as a service, was the crypto industry is so large that professionals are making this their business. And not only are they making it their business, they're creating software to sell, to teach other people how to become criminals. That one shook me. And then over the last 30, 45 days, just in crypto talk, it's almost every day we're hearing about and learning about some new way that the scammers and hackers out there are figuring out how to get in your wallet or separate you from your crypto. I will say this: 90% of it is preventable. 90%. And 99% of the time, it's self-error. But we make a mistake. We click on a wrong link. We connect our wallet to another site that happens to be a scam site. We give away our private key. That is the most important thing. And I've been saying this for years. Not your keys, not your coins. Protect your keys. I just got a call from somebody earlier. Another individual that lost all their crypto. And how these things happen. Here's the thing, blockchain cannot be hacked. So it's not somebody's hacking into your wallet. If you're dealing with a decentralized wallet, 90% of the time is somebody got access to your private key. Mark Cuban. How did that happen? Mark Cuban put his private keys in the freaking cloud on his iPhone. People are saving their private keys on their computer. Malware can snap that, putting their passwords on their computer saver instead of having it written down somewhere else. It's the little things that you can do to prevent these things. So in my crypto security courses, I cover a whole lot, and that's still not everything, which is why Inner Circle, we cover the rest, anything new that we find. Tonight, we're going to talk about why crypto security is so important. So I wanted to segue that in. And also we had Kenny shared last week how his sister got scammed out of $47,000. So I don't want to give you any more other details because Patty and Kenny is working on that, working on something. But it's out there. So it's not for you to be scared of crypto. If you do the right things, you will protect yourself. Here's one more thing too that I've shared since the beginning, since I've ever been talking about crypto. Oh, it was 77K? I thought it was 47K. Wow. 77K. Here's one thing I tell all the time. I have multiple wallets all over the place. And I teach that have multiple wallets. Didn't I just share last night? Someone asked, or Monday night, I think it was Laura on YouTube, asked what wallets, and I named a list of wallets. But you want to have multiple wallets, and then you have utility wallets that you use to do your day-to-day stuff, but you never hold all your crypto in one wallet. Do not keep all your eggs in one basket. Because then, if you make a mistake, you don't lose all of your funds. If you somehow get hacked or compromised, you don't lose all your funds. And that is just doing extra steps. Your crypto wallet is not your bank account. Most people have two things in their bank account, a checking account and a savings account, and that's it. If you have a business, you might have a business account. In crypto, you got to think differently. There's no limit. I told my mom this the other day. There's no limit on how many wallets you can open up. You can have unlimited amount on just MetaMask alone. There's no limit. So take the time, and that's something else too. Slow down. People are trying to get rich quick. Appreciate that this is new technology, new ground, a new learning curve, and always double check everything that you do. I shared how I lost a lot of money, and because I was moving so fast, wasn't paying attention, and I thought I sent the crypto to a wallet when I actually sent it to a contract address because I was so busy copying, pasting, copying, pasting, copying, and pasting, and I lost track of what was going on. And hey, I got to admit, you'll know the older I'm getting, you might forget some things. And I learned a lesson. So I always double check the confirmation before I send anything, just in case, because there is also malware that even if you copy something on the clipboard, you guys know in the inner circle, we learned that malware can either capture that information and change it. So when you go to paste, you think you're pasting your address that you copied and it's a different address. That's happened a lot of times also. So let's get into this, the beginning. This is the very, very first course in our crypto security series called Why Crypto Security is Important. I want you to imagine this story. You wake up and go to work one day, and you hear people talking about how Bitcoin just crossed $100,000 for the first time ever. You have heard about Bitcoin. You have even seen it on the news, but you believed it to be fake. You have heard on the news that it was not real money, but you keep seeing people around you making money, and not a little bit, but a lot. You decide to go to YouTube to do some research and learn that Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the past 15 years. So you say to yourself that you can do this also. You don't want to be left behind. You have had a successful career, you've been a hard worker, and you believe it is your time now to become an investor. You hear people say that you should get educated on this crypto space before you get started. But how hard could it be? That was me. That's the reason why I wrote this. That was me. When I first decided to get into Bitcoin and crypto, I didn't learn about it first. I went and bought 3 Bitcoin on Coinbase. I bought and sold it, and I had no idea what was going on, how it worked, what it was. So I know if that was me, there's a lot of people that think the same way when they first get in. You know, how hard could it be? You watch a few videos, and I did. Open your Coinbase account and purchase Bitcoin for the first time. It was scary at first, but you got through it. You then figured out how to move crypto from one wallet to another, and you're getting more comfortable with the process. You start to hear about other crypto tokens to be involved in that people are making money. So you figured out how to get a MetaMask wallet and transfer and swap tokens to get in on the meme game. That is another area where in fact, that's probably one of the number one area where most people end up losing their crypto or getting their wallets compromised because they're trying to get on the next Shiba Inu and others, and they're connecting their wallets and they're getting these crap coins and they're downloading it and it's all that stuff. 1 year passes and you are in a very good position. Your crypto portfolio has exploded. You feel like you are on top of the world and start having dreams of retiring. People are now asking you about crypto and you feel confident to start sharing. You're confident to start sharing. You still don't know how this thing works, but you made some money on it, so you think you got it. One day, you are on social media and you start to hear about a new token that is going to be the next Doge, and you can get rich quick. All you must do is go to this website, connect your wallet, and be one of the first to get the token at a discounted price before launch. You connect your wallet and your wallet gets drained. All your crypto is gone. You start to panic and look for a customer service number to call, but realize that nobody can help you. You gave access of your wallet to scammers. After doing some research, you learned how you got scammed and that it was completely avoidable if you knew what to look for. In other words, if you got educated on this space and you would protect yourself from falling prey to the scammers. Most scams are preventable if you take the time to educate yourself first before you attempt to build your crypto empire. And these lessons are designed to make you aware of the challenges you will face. In 2017, people that I knew that had made already millions in crypto, and I started asking them specific questions. They couldn't answer the questions. I remember one person had never moved crypto from one wallet to another. I was like, well, where's all your crypto? Well, it's on an exchange. And even I didn't know at the time. I said it was, and at that time it was Poloniex. Yeah, like more than $1 million on Poloniex exchange. Now I'm gonna test you guys. Are exchanges centralized or decentralized? Type it in the chat box. And let me tell you what happened to a lot of those people. Because I knew people that had their crypto on Quadriga CX, FTX, Terra Luna. what happens when that exchange gets hacked? They all lost their crypto. Not your keys, not your token. So I learned the difference between centralized wallets and decentralized wallets. The difference between having a 2FA, which is on centralized platforms, and your private keys, which is wallets that only you control. But then you got to know how to store and protect your private key. If you're ever in a situation and you have no idea what happened, how do you still protect yourself? Back to my one rule there. Never keep all your assets in the same basket. Never do that. Because if for whatever reason something gets compromised, you don't lose everything. Here's one guarantee that I can give every single one of you. And you may not like to hear this, and it may not have happened to you yet, but I can guarantee that you're going to lose money in this space, and you might even get scammed or hacked somewhere along the way. I guarantee that. With crypto education, you're able to minimize your risk. I can't completely eliminate it because there's always a new risk that we didn't know of until it actually happens. But at least you minimized your risk. And it'd be much, much more difficult for anybody to get through you. Most people end up learning the hard way. And I have seen that happen over. And it's always been people that have the most money in crypto and don't take education side seriously. I take it so seriously, I am on this every single day. I just turn the camera and microphone on for you guys to listen to me. You guys see how my mind works. If you're in my crypto talks, you see how my mind works. I read that stuff for the very first time with you guys, and I'm thinking. I had a huge aha moment this morning that I'm kicking myself for not jumping on, but I am now. It's still, you know that old saying, you never stop learning, and you sometimes you have to deprogram what you know to learn something new. And I am even now still in that process. And I still was thinking in a centralized way when it came to my business. I was still thinking in the traditional way and not realizing, Brandon, you're not even taking advantage of the new system. My head just went. We got to talk about that, Marnita. We talked today. We didn't even talk about that part. But it's the little things that you need to learn how to do and take advantage of. And I spent 6 months teaching myself before I went in all big. Now, there is a side story that I didn't share too much. Those of you who've been with me for a while have heard this. The very first crypto opportunity that you could think of was it was called, what was that called? Mining Max. Mining Max from 2016. Yeah, I first got because it was a crypto-based mining company that put network marketing into it. So I had just left the direct selling space. I wasn't building anything. So people that I knew, they put me in it. They actually bought a miner for me. And I think at that time, the miners cost $2,500 or $3,000. I didn't buy it. They bought it for me because they wanted me to build it. They wanted me to talk about it and share it. I was never comfortable enough to do that yet. I said, I need to learn about this first. I need to see if this would actually work. And it was a big deal. People were putting a lot of money on this. They supposedly had a mining farm out in South Korea. They even put together a trip where they flew people out to see the mining operations. They were mining Ethereum Classic at the time, which is a fork of Ethereum. And it was exploding. People were making a lot of money. You know what ended up happening ultimately? The whole thing crashed. The government shut it down. The top people disappeared to Singapore and other parts of the world with everybody's money, and there was no recourse on anything. That was actually my first, that was before I began to really trade, but I didn't have any of my own personal money invested in it, but I learned a lesson. So by the time I decided to move, I only had $30, but I had my knowledge, 6 months, and I used that to go from $30 to six figures in 3.5 months. And there were a lot of pitfalls along the way, a lot of scams, a lot of things happening. And when everybody else lost money, I never did. I never did because I knew how to make moves. And that's where I came up with my 4 rules. Education is key. Never invest money you can't afford to lose. Always get a return back as fast as possible. And what are your goals? And then once you have that set, find vehicles and do things that can make that happen and stay focused and do not get distracted. What happened in MoveQuest with one gentleman, and I forgot his name, but this gentleman was blessed. He was had a hard time. He shared his story in the community in large, and many of you gave to this individual. This individual had amassed more than $100,000 worth of assets through MoveQuest. What did this individual do? Got a little greedy, heard about some other opportunity. People were making a lot of money fast. He decided he wanted to jump on that as well and connected the same wallet that he has all his crypto assets on. And it was a scam site, and they drained his entire account. That's why I teach having a utility wallet. But had that individual, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys know I did 5-day challenges that month and the following month. Was he ever on? I promote. Do I not promote that I'm having a 5-day challenge every time I do? It's coming up on the MoveQuest presentations. It's not like the community is not aware that I exist, that I offer this for free. And now that individual lost 6 figures worth because he didn't have a plan. So let's start by talking about what is cyber security. Cybersecurity for crypto is an essential consideration in the rapidly evolving world of digital assets. Oh, Maggie, it sounds scary if you don't know what you're doing, but because you're here, we teach you what to do. So cybersecurity for crypto is an essential consideration in the rapidly evolving world of digital assets. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have opportunities this Saturday. You'll hear more about what we have to do or what we're going to be doing in Vegas. There's a lot of things we wanted to do that we're not going to be able to do because of the freaking Bitcoin 2025 event. I think there's other events also happening that same week. But we will be planning an official ILCA and an ILCA only event later this year. That's going to be a big event. So those of you remember the very first year of ILCA, we had a marketing event in Atlanta. We're going to be doing an event like that, but it will be strictly ILCA. Okay, so and we'll give you plenty of time to plan for that. At least 5 to 6 months advance notice. So just be ready. But we will still be having meet and greets, and we'll still be able to hang out together. Anyone that does go to Vegas in May. So cybersecurity for crypto is an essential consideration in the rapidly evolving world of digital assets. As more individuals and businesses embrace cryptocurrencies, the transition to digitizing assets introduces unique vulnerabilities that require security measures. Likewise, as cryptocurrency grows in popularity, these digital assets are increasingly exposed to threat actors. Oh yeah, here's one more thing too, because I always talk about don't put a bullseye on your back. In crypto, this is not a place where you want to floss, flaunt, stun on anybody, brag about how much you have to anybody. Nobody, even in my own family, has seen my crypto wallets. Marnita hasn't. And she did ask years ago, Hey, Brandon, so how much you got there? No, don't worry about it. Well, what can you tell me? Don't worry about it. Nobody. So even if you've got family and friends, they don't need to know. Are you showing your bank account to everybody around you? No, do not do that with crypto. People, nope, not even, nope. Some, not others, no. So, anyways, uh, effective crypto cybersecurity is crucial. In the realm of cryptocurrency transactions, private keys play a pivotal role in accessing digital assets. Unfortunately, these keys have become prime targets for hackers, making robust cybersecurity for crypto indispensable. Oh, yeah, yeah, you have seen a couple. Unlike traditional financial systems, blockchain technology underpins cryptocurrencies, offering both anonymity and decentralization. While these features enhance privacy, they also increase the risk of financial loss due to the unregulated nature of cryptocurrency transactions. Types of crypto scams and risks. As the popularity of digital currency grows, so do the risks associated with cryptocurrency scams. Understanding the various types of cryptocurrency scams is crucial for safeguarding your investments and transactions. Below are some of the most common risks and scams in the crypto world. All right, ready for this list? Sensitive information theft. One of the most prevalent cryptocurrency scams that affect users involves the theft of sensitive information. Hackers often target private keys. Okay, now I have a new thing now. If you have saved your private key on a screenshot, a picture, your computer, a file, it's compromised. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm going to tell all of you right now, if you have a crypto wallet right now and your private keys you have saved on a password filer, a file on your computer, a screenshot that you think only you see, act as if your wallet is compromised. Move your crypto assets out of that wallet onto a new one. It takes nothing, it's free to do. It takes nothing but your time. And then you burn that old wallet. And the new wallet, the private key, write them down. Don't take a screenshot. That's the lazy way. Write them down. And then have multiple copies that you can have for yourself. Nobody else will have access to. So I'm learning that too. So tell it again. If you have a crypto wallet right now, you don't have to type in the chat box if you did this. I know it's simpler, but if you've saved your password, if you've created your private keys on a notepad or something that's on your computer, you need to act as if that's compromised, because the way these hackers are moving now, they're going to figure out a way how to access any type of file on your computer. I never turn my VPN 24/7, first of all. But you will only become a target if they know you got something, which is why you also don't want to share what you have. All right, so once these keys are compromised, the hacker gains full control over the victim's assets, leading to significant financial losses. Mark Cuban lost, I think he's running a running total. I think he's lost now a total of more than $3 million in crypto. And he even admits to stupid stuff that he himself has done. One, he had his money on an exchange that got hacked. Another, he had it in MetaMask and his passwords and everything saved to the iCloud. Unbelievable. Sophisticated hacking techniques. Hackers employ advanced methods to breach crypto exchanges and wallets. These sophisticated hacking techniques can lead to the loss of large amounts of digital currency. The decentralized nature of blockchain technology makes it challenging to recover stolen assets, highlighting the importance of robust crypto cybersecurity measures. Crypto mining. Crypto mining involves using computer resources to validate transactions and secure the blockchain network. However, malicious actors sometimes deploy mining malware, which covertly uses a victim's computer power to mine cryptocurrency for the attacker. This not only slows down the victim's device, but also increases their electricity costs. So in Diamond class, we talked about this the other day. If you've got a computer, you notice all of a sudden it's just moving very, very slowly. You probably have a whole bunch of malware on your system. So you got to have security methods on your computer to stop, prevent, and catch that. I shared what I use in Diamond class. I will not share that publicly. I'm not letting a hacker know what I'm using so that they can use a way to get around that. So, oh yeah, I remember that Peter Schiff lost 2 Bitcoin. He revealed, yeah, he did a live broadcast and displayed his private keys. Phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are common types of cryptocurrency scams where fraudsters impersonate legitimate entities to trick users into revealing their private keys or other sensitive information. These scams often involve fake websites or emails that appear genuine, making it easy for unsuspecting users to fall victim. This is the type of attack I'm most concerned about my parents. Baby boomers fall for phishing attacks more than anybody else. They get an email, it looks legitimate. They don't know to check the URL. They don't know that one letter might be off or one number might be off. They click on links, and next thing you know, they just lost all their money. But phishing attacks is the number 2 fastest growing crypto attacks in at least America right now for 2025. And we have a lesson on just phishing attacks. We just covered that in Diamond class. Social engineering schemes. This is like pig butchering. Crypto mining involves using computer resources to validate transactions and secure the blockchain network. However, malicious actors sometimes deploy mining malware, which covertly uses a victim's computer power to mine crypto for the attacker. This not only slows down the victim's device, but it increases electricity costs. Why is that a duplicate of what I had here? I need to double check I'm using my right lesson. But it's more of pig butchering. One thing about this mining type of attack, if you are at Starbucks, or if you're at the airport, or you're traveling, never use public Wi-Fi. This was discovered in Starbucks years ago. You know how people love to go to Starbucks and they put their little laptop and they want to write and they want to drink their coffee and they want to look important. They're busy right there, connect to Starbucks Wi-Fi. Well, some workers in Starbucks had rigged it that any network that connected to the Wi-Fi, they were using that computer's power to mine Bitcoin without the person even knowing it. They might just think, oh, man, internet's moving slow today. So I never connect to any public Wi-Fi. Here's another thing too, charging stations. Do not ever use public charging stations on your sensitive devices. Here's another thing I'm going to do too. Now that I know about this, I talk about having utility wallets. You also need to have a utility phone. And I'm going to have a utility laptop. So I'm going to be purchasing a new laptop that is only going to be used for certain features so that if you are compromised, it doesn't compromise your entire network. I'll have a computer just for traveling, a laptop. This is just my traveling laptop. It's not connected to anything. It doesn't have any of my information from my old devices, nothing. I also don't save anything on my computer hard drive either. I always have external hard drives for everything. And when one fills up, I unplug it and I plug a new one in. And instead of using public charging stations, you should invest in multiple portable chargers for your phones, so that if you're traveling, you're going to be on a plane for 4 or 5 hours before you can get to a hotel room or anywhere to charge up. These things can last, especially if you have 2 or 3 or 4 of these. You're good for like a couple of days, charging your device without ever having to plug it in. So I'm going to be investing in more of these portable chargers, a utility. I already have utility phones, but also a utility laptop. Well, I like that, Lance. If you don't have the keys, you don't own the crypto. That's right. Investment scams lure victims with promises of high returns. These scams range from fake ICOs to Ponzi schemes. Victims are convinced to invest their money only to find out later that the scheme was fraudulent and their funds are gone. Now, that is an old one. I don't see too many now ICO scams taking place now. There are still a lot of Ponzi schemes out there. And here's an example of one where you get involved and you think it's an investment scam and you're going to earn 2% of your money and whatnot. And then they say if you recruit people, you're able to earn more and all that. And you start doing good. And the next thing you know, the withdrawals start slowing down because recruiting has stopped. So there really was no investment going on. It was just recruiting new people and using new money to pay the old people who got in first. That has a shelf life to it, because the only way that can keep going on is if you keep recruiting the world. So that's a Ponzi scheme right there. Insider threats. Insider threats come from individuals within an organization. I just saw, I don't know who posted, I think Marnita might have, about Binance. It goes Binance, that found that one of their internal members was using insider information and was manipulating things and trying to make some extra money. So insider threats come from individuals within an organization who have access to sensitive information. These insiders can exploit their positions to steal digital currency or sabotage security measures. It's almost like, if you guys have seen enough murder mysteries and investigative TV shows to know, whenever something goes down, the first person they look to is the spouse. Insider information. Implementing strict access controls and monitoring systems can mitigate these risks. The future of crypto security. The more we use cryptocurrencies, the craftier cyber attackers get. From buying and selling platforms to personal digital wallets, no part of the cryptocurrency world is safe from sneaky hackers out to get a quick buck. It is important to understand that you, and let me repeat this, you are responsible for your crypto portfolio and nobody else. Not me, not the ILCA community, not other members, you. You must not take this lightly and invest in the time and commitment to learn how to always keep your crypto safe. Your journey does not end here. You must be aware that the scammers are always looking for new ways to steal your crypto. So your education in this space, it never ends. You might think you've done everything that's secure, and that would have worked in 2024. But we're now in 2025. How many times do you guys have to do new updates on your software? It doesn't matter. Websites are always updating. If you have an Exodus wallet, it's always updating. So you as a person need to always be updating as well to stay up on this stuff. As a disclaimer, this information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instrument. Now, we're going to be moving into the Q&A section. And because of this nature of this lesson, I'm gonna keep the YouTube channel open. I shut the live stream down last night, but I will keep it open tonight because I mean I'm giving this info away for free because I want people to be secure and you arming yourself. Now, none of this I say to scare you. Okay, you shouldn't be scared. You should be aware. And being aware means you take it more seriously and you're always watching what you're doing. There's no centralized bank that's going to take care of you if you make a mistake or you mess up or somebody is trying to get to you. Self knowledge is always the most powerful. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Casa if she's available to handle the Q&A. Tomorrow night, we're going to be covering, and tomorrow night's going to be even more important than tonight because tonight I just made you aware. But tomorrow night, we're going to talk about wallet security. And then Friday, we're going to talk about software versus hardware wallet security. So for the first time in my crypto career, I'm actually going to take seriously using hardware wallets. I've never needed to because I know how to secure my crypto and I'm always going in and out. But at the rate that these scammers and hackers are moving, I need to be double safe. So I will be looking into hardware wallets to be moving crypto into as well. That's completely disconnected. And I even shared that even phones, so those of you on MoveQuest and you've got multiple devices, your phones don't have to have a phone number to it. It just needs to be able to connect to your Wi-Fi, which means when it's disconnected from your Wi-Fi, your phone is now a hardware wallet like this. This is not connected to anything except when I connect my Wi-Fi to it. So when it's not connected, it's a hardware wallet. But we'll talk about that tomorrow and on Friday. So with that, let me go turn it on over to Miss Casa to handle the Q&A, and we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mr. Ivey. Another awesome session. All right, you guys, it's my favorite part of our classes is the Q&A. So we only ask 3 things of you. The first one is please do not unmute your mic until you are called upon. The second one is we only ask for 2 questions unless we have time for more. And the third one is the most important. There are no silly questions. So whatever aha moment or whatever question you have on your mind, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Oh, I see one from Maggie. I see you, Miss Patty, guys. I'm just going to say Miss Maggie's. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Miss Maggie is saying, is it safe to charge in the airport if the computer is disconnected from the internet and turned off?
No,
Oh,
no, I still wouldn't trust it. Some tech will say, well, they can't download anything to your computer because it's off. You just have it closed. But these hackers and the way technology is now, you don't know if it's just waiting for you to turn it back on, and then on the reboot up, it's using your battery as a Trojan horse. So no, I don't even trust that. But here's what you do. And this is what I'm going to be doing because I would have got caught up in that too. It's one thing about charging your phones, but what about your laptop? Well, this is when you travel with a utility laptop. Purchase another laptop that you want to use for traveling purposes that does not have any of your data or information on it. It's just a generic laptop that can connect to the internet. That's all you need it to do. If you have any personal files that you need if you're taking with you as well that's not compromised, then you can take a external hard drive. So when you are charging your computer, don't have your external hard drive connected. Now, some internet nerds out there are going to say, yeah, but if they download the malware onto your computer the moment you connect your external hard drive, now that can be infected. I don't know. I'm not a computer nerd and genius like that, but I'm just trying to do all the different steps that I can to try to keep myself safe and secure. So the only next thing I can do is, yeah, I'm not going to take my main laptops. I'm going to go get me a travel laptop to use and anything else I do, the one thing is your phone, my phone can do everything my laptop can do. I got the flip phone, so I have a big screen here. So if I ever need to do anything on the internet or whatever, my phone is not connected to Wi-Fi. It has its own phone network. that I access to the internet with. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention this too. If invest in your phone plan having a mobile hotspot to it. So when I have my laptop with me, my phone has a mobile hotspot. So I can connect my other phones directly to this phone or my laptop to my phone, and I can still access the internet because it's on my phone network and not a Wi-Fi in your computer. Does everybody get that? That makes sense? All right, back to you, Ms. Casa.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Ivy. And thank you, Miss Maggie, for that question. Now I see we have a question on YouTube, but we're going to get with Miss Patty Geis first. So are you sure? Thank you, sweetheart. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so our question on YouTube comes from Miss Christina Cheney. Christina, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. She says, hello, everyone. I want to learn how to transfer my crypto from Coinbase to my own private key and do this safely. How would I do that?
Okay, well, I'm assuming when you say your own private key, you're talking about your own private decentralized wallet where you own the private key too, because Coinbase is a centralized exchange. All you need to do is whatever your wallet is, your private key that you own, it has a wallet address. So you just go to Coinbase, pull up whatever token you're going to send, put in the address of your private wallet, and you send it. Now, in Bitcoin 101, we have a course on how to use Coinbase. And so I walk you through how to do that in the Bitcoin 101 course. But it's simple as that. All you need is the address to whatever wallet you're sending it to. You go to Coinbase, open it up, click, let's say Bitcoin, open Bitcoin, send. It's going to ask for a wallet address, input the wallet address, and hit send, and you're good to go.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Ivy. Perfect answer. And thank you, Christina. We truly appreciate that. Okay, now, Miss Patty Geis, the floor is all yours, sweetheart.
Oh, I got to unmute her. There you go.
Well, Maggie, that was a great question. And I got so targeted on Maggie's question, poof, I forgot my question. So I thought that during that time, it would have come back to me, and it was a good question. Forgot it.
Well, just wait around. It might come back to you.
But, well, I don't remember that question because that was really good. But this is a question I do have, and I know we've talked about it a lot in Crypto Talk and things like that, because I just don't understand with exchanges and how they lose money, how they get hacked. So when an exchange or a let's not say an exchange, let's say a crypto project, a crypto project where you get tokens or coins, and whether they're staked or not staked, whether there's a smart contract or not a smart contract, do those companies hold the crypto in wallets as well, or is it embedded within software? So it's in just a traditional wallet, maybe just a SIG wallet.
They got wallets as well.
Multiple signatures.
That's correct. Well, it depends. The way things are now, if you are an exchange in the United States, to be registered,
question. I remembered
you have to have a cold storage wallet where the majority of you call it your customers, your investors' funds are being held, and that no one person CEO can withdraw all those funds. And if the exchange gets hacked, it is not the main wallet where everybody's funds are that is taken. It is the exchange itself has I would say utility, but they have a reserve amount of funds set aside that can cover all daily transactions so that the main wallet is never ever touched. So think of it like a bank. A bank knows that so many people are depositing every single day. And they also knows that there's a smaller percentage that is withdrawing. So as long as they have more funds coming in than going out, they only need to have like 10% of funds on hand at any given time.
Right.
The only time they can get in trouble is if every single person decides to withdraw their money from the bank
like a bank
at the same time. Now, that's a problem because the bank doesn't have all the money there. The bank,
Correct.
like when I watched that movie, It's a Wonderful Life with George Bailey Savings and Loan, the bank is already loaning your money out and investing your money. So they're by law, this is what I said, it's like legalized robbery. By law, the bank only has to hold 10% of the funds. So crypto exchanges, they work the same way. They know if every single person decided to withdraw at the same time, they would be in trouble. So they work the same way that banks. But if they get hacked, they're not going to lose all the funds. Now, that's American exchanges. That may not necessarily be the case when the majority of the exchanges are overseas, where there's different rules, and they're subject to. They may not have a multi-sig wallet. They may not have a reserve fund in place. That's what happened with Quadriga CX. He said he had a multi-sig wallet, but no, all the funds were on the centralized exchange, and it went to the private key went with him to his death, supposedly, and nobody else can access it. But if he got hacked, he would have lost all those funds. So I hope that makes sense, Patty.
Yeah, it did. You know, that makes me wonder, like with Nugent. Nugent wasn't a smart contract, correct?
No.
So that would just have gone with Faso.
Yep.
Whether he could have taken all those private keys and knowledge with him wherever he went, and there must not have been enough safeguards in place that would prevent him from running away or passing away with
because
all
Nugent
of our funds.
it was a centralized operation.
Yeah.
We didn't have private keys there. It was an investment platform. So people were
Right.
putting money in, and there's a
Correct.
dashboard that we can see if it's
Yep.
growing or not. But he has control of all the actual funds. We can hit the withdraw button and hope that he sends us the money that we're withdrawing. But at the end of the day, he and his group had control of all the funds, can do whatever they want with it. So people are trusting that they were going to do the right thing.
Okay. So I remember my question, but I don't know, Marnita, if you have someone else who has a question, or I can come back. But or if that was one question.
Well, go ahead.
No, that was one question.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead,
my question was, when we talked about in Crypto Talk, we talked about Trump and his kids, and knowing how much crypto was in each of their wallets, because of the fact that the wallets are, you don't know who owns them. How did people figure out what crypto wallets belong to the Trumps
because
to be able to determine what assets they had? What was that?
They posted it publicly. So, for example, World Liberty Financial is a centralized company, and any transaction if people are sending in or World Liberty Financial sends out, the trackers see those wallets, and they know anytime we see this, this is World Liberty Financial. This is controlled by Eric Trump. And then Donald Trump Jr. is out there running his mouth about his crypto portfolio. And so the we call it like crypto sniffers out there. And they're looking at Don making transactions, and they can see his wallet, and they see everything that's in that wallet. So that's how it's able to be. But that's
wasn't World Liberty. Didn't you do training for them or provide them?
We're talking about World Liberty Financial, not World Coin.
Gotcha.
So World Liberty Financial is their family-operated crypto company. And so the Trump, they're the ones that launched the Trump token, the Melania token. They're about to launch a new stable coin. Remember we covered that morning or yesterday. Yeah. Okay, and it's because they disclosed it.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Great class tonight. It was my favorite topic.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Patty. Guys, always with the great questions. We truly appreciate you. And Mr. Ivey, thank you for your answer. Okay, Miss Judy Imdum, I see your hand. The floor is all yours.
Hey, everyone. I want you to first please excuse the noise. I'm actually in the grocery store as we speak. But I wanted to say with regards to the Wi-Fi, one of the things that people never consider is when they leave the house, they just walk out of the house with their phones and they come back and the Wi-Fi automatically connects. Once you leave your house, you need to shut the Wi-Fi connection down because you are always broadcasting your credentials from your phone. It is always searching, and there are people out there with all sorts of gadgets and devices that will lock in your credentials as well as potentially copy your SIM, which would be an absolute nightmare. So you definitely always want to remember to turn the Wi-Fi off when you leave the house. That was the only thing I wanted to pretty much say with
That's
that.
a good suggestion because I don't even do that because I leave my house and my phone automatically connects to the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth on my car, and then I don't think about it. It's like putting on airplane mode on your phone when you get on a plane. So that's a good suggestion. Thank you for that,
Yeah,
Judy.
no problem. And I'm all excited because I just got my new device. So now we're up to 4 devices for the Move
All
Quest.
right,
So
congratulations.
yeah. Anyway, with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to check out now because they're closing.
Well, thank you so much for that, Miss Judy. That was great advice, and congratulations on your 4th device. That's awesome. Okay, I see Miss Carla Arrigo is next. Carla, the floor is all yours.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. What Judy was saying, I disconnect my Wi-Fi on my computer whenever I'm not using it. And that includes, I guess, when I leave the house, I have all the devices. I just manually disconnect my Wi-Fi. So it never automatically comes on. Because it's been there, done that. But that's an idea too, if you get in the habit of doing that. And what you taught us with the permissions, every time I leave a wallet, I turn off all the permissions. All right. And I have a little list over here by the wall. It says read before you leave.
I like that.
So, it just helps when you get into that habit. Because no, we don't want anybody to get hacked. Anybody in our group, anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. That's a good idea. Having a like a to-do list before check off. Did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? But yeah, and I'll mention it again tomorrow because we're going to be talking about wallet security. If you're using MetaMask, always disconnect from if you're connecting your wallet to any other sites, disconnect because the hackers can get to your wallet through those sites. So it's not that you were hacked, it's that site was hacked and it's going looking for all the wallets it's connected to, and you already gave it permission, and then it can get you that way. So always disconnect from everything, and you just reconnect it when you're ready to go to that site again.
Okay,
This is smart move. I forgot to do my disconnect today.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Carla, and thank you for that, Mr. Ivy. Okay, I see Miss Catherine put a question in the chat box. She says, are there any safe places for airdrops?
That's a tricky question because every airdrop can be different. And if you the latest scam with airdrops is where you will receive a random token in your wallet and you have no idea where it came from. And what happens, what people end up doing is, what's this all about? And they click on the token and it can take them to another site. And then they're thinking that, wow, I have money. But the only way you can get that money is if you go to the site, connect your wallet to do a withdrawal. And the moment you do that, boom, they took everything out. So there's nothing unsafe about airdrops unless you see an airdrop that you get, you don't know where it came from, it's not verified, and you decide to investigate because you thought you got some extra money. That's another way how they can get you. But if you don't do anything, again, your wallet can't be hacked from an airdrop. You're still good to go. Only if you have your wallet connected to a site. The real question is, how did they get your wallet address if you never connected to their site to begin with? And that also becomes, and I talk about getting targeted, in never having a lot of crypto in your wallets because any transaction you make is public and hackers are looking at the blockchain and they're looking for wallets that do have a lot of crypto in it. And they put that aside and they track those wallets. That's the only other thing too, is like sniffers. And there's organizations now, that's their only job. That's what they do 24/7, especially in North Korea. So you never want to be seen as a whale in your crypto wallet. Have your crypto, and I'm learning this too, have your crypto in multiple places broken up. So you never put a target on your back. So I hope that made sense.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that question, Miss Catherine. That was awesome. Okay, I see Miss Carla typed another question. How do you get them out of your wallet?
You don't touch it. It's not going to hurt it by sitting there. It's just going to sit there. What I would do is take my other tokens out of that wallet and never use that wallet again, because now it's compromised. It's on somebody's list. It's like sometimes you get the email alerts. We found your email on the dark web, things like that. So that's all. Your email or your wallet address is on some list somewhere. And so just take the other crypto that you got in there, move it to another wallet, and never touch that wallet again.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Carla.
Let me unmute her.
Okay, thank you. All right, now we're gonna start talking about cold storage wallets. All right, and one of the things I have 2 cold storage wallets. When I do my transaction, I always disconnect. Even though I'm not connected to that wallet anymore, is there any way that they can breach that wallet? I mean,
Not if you're not connected to it.
all right, so once I get my transaction done, I close it down, and the way mine is set up, we'll talk about that when you go into the cold storage wallets, because I've had this for a long time, and I need to get your undivided opinion on what you think about it, because you've never mentioned it. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Patty asks, do Forex traders encounter similar issues? No. Forex is centralized and they're not in custody of any money. They're just trading through brokerage accounts and what have you. Hold on 1 second. I'm finishing up our 5-day challenge right now. This is something you should be on. This is what we're talking about, security. All right, I'll call you back. All right, bye-bye. All right, so you should always wait, what was the last thing I said? Ms. Costa, what's the last thing I said there?
We're talking about wallet security. Just
yeah, okay. Forex is not crypto trading. So the Forex traders don't have custody of their assets. It is in a trading account somewhere that is registered and secure and centralized. So no, they don't have hacking or anything like that on the Forex side.
okay, thank you so much for that, Miss Patty Geis, and thank you for that answer, Mr. Ivey. Is there anyone else that has an aha moment or a question? Okay, wonderful. All right, with that, back to you, Mr. Ivey.
All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of our lesson for tonight. We will be back tomorrow night, and we're going to be covering wallet security. Wallet security. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you I hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. And this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to make you aware and to protect you. With that, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.